You're watching the Skateboarding Bros Show. Stories from the pioneers of skateboarding about the history and the fun of the sport we love. Good.
My first experience at Clearwater, and I was able to roll in and I skated the freestyle area, but that's all they would really let me do at that particular day. But what I was doing is I was semi cheating and going up to the back of the bank area of the mogul run, and it had that little bit of a swoop that went up the backside of the bowl thing, the bigger bowl thing.
Yep.
And I sat there and I rolled in from the backside of that and up the wall,
Yep.
and then came down. And that was a pretty intimidating wall when you really consider it, because there wasn't a whole lot of transition there.
There's a lot of stuff going on. You got multiple angles. You're coming in and having to turn. I remember that. And
Yep.
navigate the railings. Remember the freaking...
Yeah. So why they didn't let me skate the rest of the park, I don't know. But
Don't worry about that.
The sheer fact that I was like making it harder than it needed to be, but it was because I wanted to do something more than just
Sit down.
ride this little freestyle area.
But it was an era where there wasn't all this hovering parent kind of thing. These were just kids having fun doing stuff, and there's no adult supervision or bureaucracy getting in the way. You just did it.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, that's the way skate parks are today. But the problem with it is that they drop their kids off, sit there on their phones. Meanwhile, their kid on their scooter is literally getting in every single person's way. And they look up and get annoyed at the skateboarder who knows what they're doing.
But you're going through that right now because you've got kids that are learning how to skate. And so you have to teach them, hey, you can skate out here all you want. Look that way before you drop. That's all you got to do. I'm teaching my grandkids right now. Hey, watch that guy. When he goes, you go right behind him. Don't worry about it. He knows where you're going. That's the thing. You have to let them know. Everyone here knows where you're at. Just go do your thing and make sure you're aware of other people. And that's the problem. These kids get out there.
Go. Let me tell you a story. I was in Cary, North Carolina. A classic, terrible park. It's a flat slab, and it had a bunch of ramps. So it was basically ramps, half pipe ramps, and then little hubbas or whatever they call those things in the middle. So I'm on one side, and I figured out I only skated there once because it was terrible. So I figured out I could drop in, go over to the far side half pipe, and then come back over, and I could get up to this 10-foot and do a grind. That's all I wanted to do, and then leave. So I go, and I finally get that line, and I finally get the speed, and I'm going up. I'm like, this is awesome. I do a grind. I don't push too hard because it's steel. So we all learned on coping where you could make it bark and you didn't have to worry about it slipping out. So I turn around to come down, and there's somebody, 7 years old on a skateboard, feet in line, one, behind the other, and just clueless. And here comes 230 pounds down. And so I had two options. I'm going to die. He's going to die, and I'll just skate through him. But I just went with option 3, and I just grabbed him around the chest, and he must have felt like a fish out of water, because 1 minute he was on a skateboard, the next minute he's riding with me. And then the next half hour was talking his mom off, from killing me. It was like I saved his life.
That's just
Yep.
I remember like the Clearwater contest. That old film's got sound on it, but the crowd was hooting and hollering so loud for seeing this stuff going on in that little half pipe area. And to me, that was the era for people learning how to hoot and holler, and the sport really blossomed when they started realizing you could do this stuff. Nobody had ever seen this before, and all of a sudden it's doing all that, and the crowd's going wild. And I don't know if we can play back the hooting and hollering parts, but it was
Absolutely.
It was exciting.
Absolutely.
It was really exciting because if you think about it, you could name Well, it was surprising to me because this was 79, not 78. There's a huge delta in the vocabulary of tricks that anybody was doing between 78 and 79. In 78, you had frontside air, backside air, grinder, a tail stall, a tail block.
Yeah, slides. Yeah.
Success slides. But I mean, really, there was not much that had been invented. And and then you see all the stuff that Ray's doing. He was a technical, front runner at the time.
Well, I'll never forget the still photo from, I think it might have been this contest, or no. It was just a photo of him. He was actually riding a little board doing a layback. And that was every bit of a classic photo in my book as what Jay Smith was doing at that particular time. He was just every bit as Rubberman, and the fact that he was from Florida was such an inspiration for me as a kid from Florida, not a California kid. And here we're seeing things that are easily on par with what's going on in the California world at that point. And not to try to make a fight over that, but it's like, as a kid, seeing that was incredibly inspirational.
Yeah.
I think our next episode we should do Clearwater. I'll get some footage of Clearwater because I think that'd be kind of fun to do. So.
Yeah, and I've got. I couldn't find it at this particular moment, but I have one of my all-time favorite photos of myself is absolutely dying, coming off of one of the moguls in the Clearwater Park. And at that particular moment or point in time, we only lived in Nashville for 2 years, or about a year and a half, and I was wearing a University of Tennessee Vols shirt with volleyball elbow pads and knee pads and a rental helmet and a pair of cut-off jean shorts and some cons. And I've got one toe on the nose, one foot like I'm running past the nose of my board, and I'm just laid out like, oh, I'm going down. Hipper.
Ed, why don't you wrap this episode up and get us set up for another one?
Okay, so we've been all over the place. We started with Rainbow Wave video coverage of the 78 contest, and we didn't have a whole lot there, but I think we have a lot of good sections in that to build on. And then we're going to be, I think this Clearwater contest footage we're going to talk about next time is 1978 as well. So it would have been the same summer, and you'll see some of the same guys over there. Now, we can talk about Clearwater, ad nauseum, but it was just part of this for the people that lived in Tampa Bay and Central Florida. This is what we revolved around, was Clearwater, Rainbow Wave, and Sensation Basin. There wasn't anything else. It was either Kona or go to Fort Lauderdale. And that when you're 18, you can go to another city and go, 2 hours up the road, but you don't drive 7 hours down the turnpike. That's not something you do.
Well, something I wanted to add for the Rainbow Wave aspect of things, seeing Jimmy Marcus as a little kid rolling in and rolling out on that, and the fact that he was 6, maybe at that point in time, 7
years old. Yeah.
And the fact that dude went on to become a pro skateboarder, but he started then.
That's right.
And I mean, to this day, that guy rips. He's my go-to here in St. Pete. Every time that I want to skate, I call him. We roll to the park.
he has the ability to. If you teach, I used to teach him tricks, and he would do it, in like 3 tries or less. He didn't. Yep. He had no issues. He doesn't have any issues with commitment. He's fun to watch skate because you never know what he's going to do.
I just wanted to add that in there, that like, it's amazing the history that we just witnessed with, all of you guys as peers. But here's a guy that went on much later once he got to the same age as you guys went on to become a pro, and is still actually a pro for Black Label, and that's incredible to me, You know, I think he turns 50 next year.
Oh,
But
he's like Alyssa Steamer. He's living that life.
oh yeah, and well, actually, he just sent me he sent me a little clip of video. He went and skated the quarter pipe that he and I and Jay Turner went and built for my birthday, a little DIY concrete quarter pipe underneath an overpass. I'll share that with you guys. I'll send that in a text. But you know, he's hopping a fence to go skate a DIY quarter pipe that we built. Still,
That's awesome.
That's insane.
So let me you want to talk, Phil? Or you want me to wrap it up?
I think I got to go do stuff.
Oh, okay. So please tune in next time to Skateboarding Bros when we go over the 1978 Clearwater Pro contest. I think it was fun and sun. Is it a fun
downhill slalom stuff? And yeah.
So I think we have more footage of that, and we'll be putting that out as soon as we can. It is late February 2022. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.
Like us and subscribe.
Yes. Thank you. Hello. Let's talk about Boards for Bros. We collect skateboard decks from other skaters every chance we get. And then we raise funds to equip those skateboards with brand new trucks, wheels, and bearings so they're safe and sound. Each board costs us about $50 to equip. And last year in North Carolina alone, we distributed just shy of 300. So what we do is spread stoke one skateboard at a time. And what does that mean? It gives children the freedom to express themselves in developing skills and style. It's hard work, and it gives them exercise. Skateboarding is very social, and it improves their communication skills. It is also extremely challenging to learn, and so it teaches life lessons to get back up and keep trying. If we can help one child improve themselves or even just have fun, then we all win, and we like the sound of winning. We are 501c3. You have been watching the Skateboarding Bros Show. Like and subscribe for more stories with the pioneers of skateboarding. Join us again when we have some special guests and more pictures from the past. Thank you.